If you haven't already heard, the illegal possession of firearms against Godwin Emefiele has been striked out, and even the arraignment have been stalled. It's been postponed to 23rd of August this month. And not only Emefiele is going to be arraigned in court, it's going to be arraigned alongside Sa'adatu Yaro, who is also an employee, a female employee of CBN. It has now been discovered that the DSS is charging both Emefiele and this woman for a new charge, a new crime entirely, bordering on procurement fraud, ranging from procurement fraud, to money laundering and so on and so forth. Before we go into the details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Help us grow this channel by giving this video a massive thumbs up so that it gets recommended to other YouTube viewers all around the world as well. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Just in, Emefiele's co-defendant Sa'adatu Yaro has separate money laundering case. Sa'adatu Yaro, a co-defendant in the latest charges filed against the suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has a pending money laundering case in court. She is billed for arraignment alongside Mr. Emefiele in a fresh case of procurement fraud at the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court in Abuja on Thursday. Before Emefiele was arrested and was subsequently charged, Mrs. Yaro had been facing money laundering charges. On 22nd May, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) arraigned her before Justice Obiora Egweatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja for alleged 140 billion naira money laundering charges. She was arraigned alongside her company, Sami Babi Resources Limited, for failing in her duty as director to disclose the financial transactions of the firm to the Federal Ministry of Commerce. Some of the alleged infractions were the financial transactions in Sami Babi Resources Limited's account with a new generation bank to the tune of over 100 billion naira, which were not disclosed to the Ministry of Commerce. Sa'adatu Yaro, being a director of Sami Babi Resources Limited, a designated non-financial institution, between 5th July 2021 and 20th day of April 2023 in Abuja, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, failed to submit to the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Commerce, a declaration of activities of a said company, within which period the total sum of 20 billion naira, 965,184 naira was deposited into the company's account. The EFCC said the alleged offence violates Section 5 subsection 1A and 16 subsection 1 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended and punishable under Section 16 subsection 2B of the same act. In another charge, Mrs. Yaro was charged alongside Mayfine Fragrance Limited, a designated non-financial institution, for money laundering to the tune of 40 billion naira. Upon the defendant's arraignment, Ms. Ramallah Yaro pleaded not guilty to the charges. At the May hearing, the prosecution lawyer, Farouk Abdullahi, urged the judge to set a date for trial, but the defendant's lawyer, Joseph Daudu, a senior advocate of Nigeria, prayed the court to admit his client to bail. Subsequently, Justice Aguatu granted the defendant bail in the sum of 100 million naira with two sureties in like sum. The judge also added that one of the sureties must be a public servant and the other a relation. Justice Aguatu ordered Ms. Ramallah Yaro to deposit her international passport with the court's chief registrar and adjourned the suit for trial. A couple of weeks before Ms. Ramallah Yaro's arraignment at the Federal High Court in Abuja, she was arraigned in Lagos by the Anti-Graft Agency for alleged money laundering, the Punch newspaper reported. Now let's go to the fresh charges. In a fresh set of charges, the Director of Public Prosecution, Muhammad Abubakar, disclosed that Mr. Ramallah Yaro is an employee of a CBN. Emefiele and Ms. Ramallah Yaro, an accompanying April 1616 Investment Limited, are due for arraignment on Thursday at the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja. The prosecution accuses Mr. Emefiele of conferring corrupt advantages on Mrs. Ramallah Yaro through the award of contracts to a company up to the tune of 99.9 million for the supply of cars. Court filings show that the alleged transactions took place between 2018 and 2020, involving the sum of 6.9 billion. In count 1, Mr. Emefiele was said to have, sometime in 2018, within the jurisdiction of the Honorable Court, did use your position as Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to confer a corrupt advantage on Sa'adatu Yaro, a staff member of the Central Bank of Nigeria, by awarding a contract for the supply of 37 Toyota Hilux vehicles at the cost of 854,700,000 naira, only to April 1616 Investment Limited, a company in which she is a director, and thereby committed an offense. In another count, the suspended CBN chief, Mrs. Yaro, and her company, sometime in 2019, within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, did confer amongst yourselves to use the office of Mr. Godwin Ifeanyi Emefiele as Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to confer a corrupt advantage on Sa'adatu Yaro, a staff of the Central Bank of Nigeria, by awarding a contract for the supply of Toyota Land Cruiser V8 at the cost of 73,800,000 naira, only to April 1616 investment. According to count 10, Mrs. Yaro, sometime in 2018, within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, while being employed at the CBN, knowingly held directly a private interest as director in April 1616 Investment Limited in a contract awarded to the said company for the supply of 47 Hilux vehicles at the cost of 1,085,700,000, and thereby committed an offense. That Sa'adatu Yaro, female, adult, sometime in 2018 within the jurisdiction of this Honorable Court, while being employed by the CBN, knowingly held directly a private interest as director in April 1616. You also supply 10 Mercedes-Benz armored buses at the cost of 2 billion naira, 222,500,000. President Bola Tinubu suspended Emefiele as governor on 9th of June. You all, let me have your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about all these new charges that the CBN is charging Emefiele and a co-defendant with by the name Sa'adatu? Leave your opinions in the comment section, guys. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I love you all. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.